Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am discussing on the topic of communication, its meaning, definition, nature and the most important thing, the process of communication. Please watch this video till the end and hopefully you get all the information about communication. So first we have is the meaning of communication. First point is the word communication is derived from the Latin word communis or communicare, which means to make common. Thus, communication means to make common facts, information, thoughts, and requirements. Like communication and communicare and communis is a Latin word, and communication comes from those words, and it's to make and exchange some common facts and ideas of yourself to others. The next point we have is communication, therefore, is an exchange of thoughts, messages, information, etc. by way of speech, signal, or by writing. If you are talking to someone and you exchange your thoughts, your feelings, and messages through any medium, verbally by saying or non-verbally by texting or writing. The next point we have is communication is a two-way process and works well with feedback. This helps us to confirm that the intended message has been successful. Feedback, what is feedback? Feedback is the response of the other person. If you send a message or deliver a message to someone, then if you don't get any feedback, then you have a doubt about they get my message or not. This time the feedback help us to confirm that the other person receives a message and the message has been delivered successfully. Now let's see some definitions of communication too. And this is important to learn these definitions because they will increase your marks if you add them in exams. So the first definition we have is communication is an exchange of facts, ideas, opinions, and emotions by two or more persons. It is given by George Terry. You can exactly write them in exams. The next definition we have is by Rogers. That is the communication is the process by which the message is transmitted. Transmitted means delivered from one person to another, from the source to the receivers, from the sender to the receiver. The next definition is from Brooker, and which is communication is anything that conveys meanings. Conveys means tells meanings, that carries a message from one person to another. Now look at the nature of communication. In it, the first point is it involves at least two persons. Like if we are talking to someone, two persons are involved. First is the sender who sends the message and the receiver who receives the message. It's a two-way process, encoding and decoding. Sender encoding a message through a transmission and the receiver receives a message and decoding a feedback to the sender. Then it's a two-way process. Third is the purpose of communication. Like purpose is if you are talking to someone, then there is a purpose to talk. Without purpose, we don't talk to anyone. Then the purpose is important. The next point is different forms of communication. Like written, spoken, by expressions. Then there are different forms, many forms. We will learn in the next video. And then the next point is scope of communication. We use communication at all levels of organizations, in schools, in colleges, in offices, everywhere we communicate to talk to anyone. Then in all levels we use it. Now the main part is process of communication. Now look at the process. Communication begins with an impulse. Impulse is the motivation or an passion to pass on a message made up of bits of information. And in this process of encoding, units of information are selected and organized for transmission. For transmission means transmitted from one person to another. Then bits of information are selected and organized in a right manner to delivered to someone. And input is the sum of experiences that build up in a human brain or a computer. Like input is that is put in, like some advice, opinion, comment which is put in it. And the next phase we have is After input, the output. Output is the encoded message transmitted by the important source, like by an individual or by a group of people. The interpretation of the message is referred to as decoding. Interpretation means explanation of the message is known as decoding. Decoding is to find the message. And then the next process is feedback. Is the last process. Feedback is the response or a message that recipient, decoder, and receiver returns to the sender after receiving a message. Then here the communication process ends. Precising this in a short, like the sender has an sender encodes the idea, sender transmits or deliver the message through any medium, and then the receiver guides the message, receiver decodes the message, receiver sends feedback. The process ends. I think I am able to teach you about communication. And if you still have any doubt, then you can message me in comment box. I will surely reply you all.